Welcome everyone to the March 3rd, 2015 meeting of the Whitehall City Council for the purpose of considering such matters that come before it. I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silence and remain standing for the pledge. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Morrison, Bailey,
Here.
Rodriguez,
Here.
Gray,
Here.
Coniston,
Here.
Tanner,
Present.
LaFord,
Present.
and President Freya.
Present.
Mr. President, I'd like to move to excuse the absent member.
Second. I have a motion by Mr. Bailey and a second by Mr. Tanner to excuse the absent member. Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Tanner,
Yes.
LaFord.
Yes.
The absent member has been excused. Next on our agenda, we have our approval of minutes for February 17, the agenda and regular meeting, and also February 24, 2015 special meeting.
President Graham, I'd like to make a motion to approve of all of the minutes. Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Coniston and a second by Ms. LaPorte for the approval of the February 17 and 24 meeting minutes and the agenda. Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Tanner,
Yes.
LaFord.
Yes.
The minutes stand approved. For all of you who may have an agenda out there, it's going to be a little different from what you may have. So first, we're going to have our fire chief and the assistant. They have some special commendations. If you'll please come forward and let everybody know which one of them you are. Yeah, we have a lot of people here, and it would be nice for everybody to recognize the chief and the assistant chief.
I'm the good-looking one.
Yeah.
Have to be more specific.
I'm Preston Moore, Fire Chief.
Tell them.
And I'm Chris Meditation, Assistant Fire Chief.
The Assistant Chief and myself, when we give awards, we've made a commitment to try to do it in a public venue so you can see what some of your firefighters are doing. And last summer we had a couple guys show what we believe to be exemplary service, and they were awarded for a meritorious unit citation. One of them's here tonight, the other one had to attend a funeral in West Virginia, so we'd like to ask Lance Short to come up. I'd like to tell you the short story before I read the long version to kind of set up what was going on. There was a local church giving away school supplies last year. In this family, you'll correct me if I miss anything, but a family was there standing in line in the hot weather to get school supplies. And the little girl that was there, a 10-year-old girl, was with the family, and she passed out. Well, they called the medics went over, and Lance and Mike Mason took care of her. And I'll read the nomination, and then we'll read his commendation. After stabilizing a 10-year-old female, the decision was made to take her and her family home rather than transport her to the hospital. During this transportation, it became evident that the family was extremely concerned with their ability to obtain the necessary school supplies for their daughter. Their daughter's syncope occurred at the location that was distributing free school supplies. Lance and Mike supported the family with kind words and completed their delivery to the home address across town. Once the family was dropped off, Mike and Lance drove to Target and purchased all the necessary school supplies for the young girl and dropped them off to the family back at their home. It's awesome. Firefighter Short. The purpose of this letter is to recognize you for your selfless act of kindness that you exhibited on 8/19/2014. Today's society's environment that often does not support random acts of kindness or thoughtfulness directed toward our fellow man. You combated this tendency as you provided school supplies for a family in need. On the aforementioned date, you and your partner not only properly mitigated a childhood syncope episode, but also were perceptive enough to realize the impact that the misfortunate event would have on the child's ability to obtain the necessary school supplies to begin school. Without prompting, without desire to be recognized, and without hesitation, you sought out the required list of supplies. You then purchased and delivered the supplies to the family's home. In the grand scheme of activities and emergency calls in which you participated last year, this event likely had much less impact on you than it did on the child and the child's family. Their perception of you and the division will undoubtedly be elevated for many years. This act of compassion and thoughtfulness should serve as a model for your peers relative to the manner in which we should provide our services to the public. Sometimes it's not necessarily the skill sets used to mitigate an emergency that is remembered. It is the manner in which our services are delivered that oftentimes leave more sustained impact. This event reflects your personal level of commitment to your job and its mission to serve. We've got a ribbon for Lance. Please wear this meritorious unit ribbon with pride, remembering that it signifies your compassion, willingness to help others before yourself, and preponderance to serve. Thank you.
Congratulations. Very well deserved. Next, we have the past president of the Government Finance Officers Association, Nancy White, here to present an award to the city, and to our auditor, Mr. Daniel. Please come forward, and I may have the awards up here.
I think you do. As he said, I'm Nancy White. I'm the immediate past president of the Ohio GFOA, and also I'm representing the National GFOA. This one down. Each year, the audit staff prepares what they call a CAFR, which is a comprehensive annual financial report. It's submitted to the National GFOA. They review it. They make sure that he's doing things right and that it's up to the standards of the GFOA. So, on behalf of the GFOA, both Ohio and National, I'd like to present the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the City of Whitehall, as well as Dan Miller, your auditor, for the year 2013. Congratulations.
Next, we have our mayor, who has a proclamation, and I'm going to let her tell you whose proclamation is.
This is a proclamation for CODA, which is our bus transportation system in Central Ohio, and I would like to have Chief Richard Zitsky come up on behalf of CODA to receive this proclamation. Chief Zitsky is a member of the board of CODA, and he represents our area and all through Central or Franklin County as well. So, whereas April 9th, 2015 marks the Stand Up for Transportation Day, a national transportation infrastructure day that highlights the critical need to invest in updating our nation's transportation infrastructure. And whereas transportation is the economic backbone of our nation's economy, and public transportation is an important part of our nation's transportation system, federal funding for public transportation infrastructure needs to increase, and Congress needs to pass a long-term, multi-modal transportation bill by May 31st, 2015. And whereas public transportation offers millions of Americans access to economic opportunities, since nearly 60% of the trips taken on public transportation are for work commutes. And whereas Stand Up for Transportation Day will be celebrated in small, medium, and large communities across the United States as a day that highlights the critical need for funding transportation infrastructure, both public transportation and highway infrastructure. And therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Kim Maggart, proclaim April 9, 2015 as Stand Up for Transportation Day in Whitehall, Ohio, and that the City of Whitehall will join with public transportation agencies and businesses across the country to participate in Stand Up for Transportation Day to encourage greater federal investment in public transportation infrastructure. And also be it resolved that Whitehall, Ohio declares that quality public transportation services are essential for the economic prosperity of our community, our country, and for all individuals. Be it resolved that where public transportation goes, community goes. Thank you, Chief, for accepting this.
Assigned seats, or unassigned, whichever they should be. All right, next on our agenda, we have County Commissioner Paula Brooks, who also has a proclamation, I believe.
I do,
Please
yes.
step up.
Thank you. Mr. President, could I ask you and Mayor Maggart to join me? Well, while they're coming down, let me say how happy I am to be here again in Whitehall. I see many friends all around. Mr. Shannon was in my wedding, so I always have to note that, or my husband will take me to task when I get home. But these two fine people have been good friends with me, good friends with the other two commissioners, and I'm here to say tonight that the state of the relationship between Whitehall and Franklin County is strong. We're very proud of that. And we want to compliment you tonight, and I also have some other good news. We want to compliment you tonight, and I'm going to present this Commissioner's Award in celebration of your State of the City address for your commitment and passion to the community by providing programs such as My Home program, which assisted 72 homeowners in finding homes here. For the tireless efforts to to shape lives by partnering with Rebuilding Together Central Ohio for their 2015 Rebuilding of a Healthy Neighborhood project, and for making an indelible impact on your community through the Home Reinvestment Program. Many, many programs that we have worked together on. In fact, I totaled up today between 2000 and 2015, $10 million of county investments here in Whitehall, and that's not even counting the Franklin County Children's Services building that we are so proud of. So I thank you for allowing me to be here today. Now we're going to add to the $10 million.
Oh boy.
All right? Today, I am proud to let you know the commissioners adopted a resolution giving the Heart of Ohio Family Health Centers $200,000. There will be 500 women seen this year and given prenatal care.
I'm not going to do that. Sorry, but we have Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It is. Thank you so much, Paula Brooks. We are supported a lot by Franklin County, and we are living in a wonderful area in central Ohio where we have a county that really serves its customer base in the way that it needs to. So I so thank you for that, Paula. Thank you.
Next, we'll have the city's address by our mayor, Ms. Kitty Hankins.
I'll tell you right now, that news has got me charged up. I'm excited, and I'm hoping the nervousness will go away, because I'm very excited about that news. You know, I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to the 2015 State of the City Address. First, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to Council President Jim Graham and City Council for allowing time out tonight for tonight's update. And I want to thank members of my administration for your continuous hard work building the opportunities that define us. I'd also like to again congratulate the 2014 Whitehall Employees of the Year for their service to this community. We are pleased again to honor firefighter Keith Hanscom, police records clerk Tammy Sexton, police officer Dennis Allen, and street department mechanic Jerry Utzinger. In the audience today, we have residents, Whitehall business representatives, media and state and local dignitaries, and I couldn't be more proud to share with you all this evening about all the things that are going on here in Whitehall. When I came into office in 2012, one of the first things I wanted to accomplish was to give Whitehall's identity a facelift. Those of us who work, live, worship, and work here already know what a great small town Whitehall is. However, the Whitehall brand was far less positively received outside of our 5 square miles. This meant that we had to work on our brand, our website, and our communication, both within our community and outside of our community. We spent months working with a local marketing firm and listening to community members to further define this new identity. The school district spoke about the opportunities in Whitehall for great education. Local real estate professionals referenced the housing opportunities that are here. And residents highlighted the recreational opportunities, and business owners emphasized the opportunities to grow a business. Well, that's what we're all about, opportunity. And I'm proud of the opportunities that are here, and we're building more, piece by piece and project by project. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you a bit about how we're building that opportunity. We have so many great stories to tell, but first of all, I want to start with our financials. It's common knowledge that local governments have faced many challenges in recent years, with the decrease in the local funding from the state, the loss of estate tax, and the increase in telework agreements. But even with these challenges, the city is in a strong financial position to continue providing the services residents have come to expect, with the forethought for our financial future that our residents deserve. You just heard a presentation from the GFOA, which presented an award to the city and to the city auditor, Dan Miller, for excellence in accounting. I'm proud that organizations outside of the city and even outside of the state are recognizing our excellent fiscal management. Because of this, the city ended 2014 in the black by nearly $500,000. And likewise, total city revenue was up by 3.8% over last year. To put that into perspective, in 2013, the overall increase in city revenue was just 0.5%. We will continue to look at new and innovative ways to alleviate burden on the general fund by increasing revenue and by finding ways to save money to secure Whitehall's future. An example of the savings that the city has seen is with the Whitehall Employee and Wellness Center that opened in late 2013. Now, since the center's opening, 77% of employees have utilized the center. And as I reported last year, the city recognized a savings of $176,000 in its first year. Well, this year, I'm happy to report that we just completed year 2, and the Health and Wellness Center has an estimated net savings of more than $275,000. Folks, that shows we're committed to saving taxpayer dollars. The number of visits to the center also increased by more than 35%. To build on this concept, just last month, HR Director Lynn McNabb and our Economic Development Director Zach Woodruff presented a proposal to the Whitehall Board of Education to enter into a cost-sharing agreement for the center. This would allow school employees and their dependents to utilize the center just as our employees do. The partnership would allow us to expand hours, expand service, increase the medical offerings, and continue to save Whitehall taxpayers money. Thinking outside the box creates opportunities. And we're excited that others are recognizing that too. In fact, next week, the city will be honored as one of Columbus Business First 2015 Healthiest Employers, in a large part because of the center. And while we continue to explore opportunities to reduce costs, we understand we also have to increase revenue. By working with businesses, both large and small, and development-focused organizations such as Columbus 2020 and the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, we are creating an environment that encourages growth and investment. The numbers speak for themselves. Since taking office in 2012, more than 1,000 new jobs and more than $35 million in payroll has been created or committed to Whitehall. From opportunities to Ohioans with disabilities, to Buckeye Motorsports, to Franklin County Children's Services and Wallet Communities, businesses and organizations are choosing to grow in Whitehall. And another of these businesses included in that total is Priority Designs. And we've been talking about that great group for some time now. But I'm excited that they'll be operating and open in their new building on Hamilton Road next week. I'm so excited about that. It's a beautiful building. Wow. And also, Right Rug chose Whitehall and has brought them hundreds of jobs to Whitehall. Let's take a second to hear from Development Director Zach Woodward about Right Rug's new headquarters.
Hi, I'm Zach Woodward, Development Director, and I'm standing in the soon-to-be completed corporate headquarters for Right Rug. Last year, Right Rug made the decision to move their entire operation and corporate headquarters to the city of Whitehall, and specifically to the Airport South Commerce headquarters. As the newest tenant in our business park, not only are they bringing with them hundreds of jobs, but they're also bringing with them a tremendous amount of energy and momentum. On the other side of the park, at the old Oasis manufacturing facility, the city partnered with private developers to acquire and demo that facility. Now completely clear and ready for redevelopment, that 30-acre site is poised to see incredible opportunities going on this year. The developers are working to get their 140,000 square feet of manufacturing spec space out of the ground by the end of this year. Outside of Off Road, there's a lot of private investment going on. Companies like Wally Communities, Buyers Auto, and Sandoval GMC, just to name a few, are all investing millions of dollars in capital to either locate, expand, or renovate their facilities. Combined, just these three partners alone will be investing over $20 million and creating over 100 new jobs in the city. 2015 is poised for exciting new opportunities as we continue to grow.
Now, as you just heard, Right Rug has moved its corporate headquarters into the former Kroger distribution facility, and we're so happy to have them as the newest cornerstone in the Airport South Commerce and Tech Park, which we unveiled last year. As Zach also mentioned, there are other changes coming to the business park along Poff Road. FedEx Ground is currently working to expand its facility to 66,000 square feet, and this is set to be completed by October the 1st. And at the east end of the park, you'll probably notice that the former Oasis building that was on the corner of Hamilton and Poff is down. It's gone. And by the end of the year, you'll see a 140,000 square foot building in its place. We're working closely with developers to find that perfect tenant for this industrial and manufacturing facility. Now, this relationship our Economic Development Department has formed with the developers of the former Oasis site is an example of something our city can offer, which others probably can't do that well. And that is a single point of contact. When someone calls to open a business, our development department makes it a priority to get to know the company and all of its representatives. This way, we can understand the unique needs of that business, and we look for the best options for the business. We're customer driven, and we're focused in all aspects of this administration, and that creates opportunities. Another way we're looking to enhance economic development is by completing an economic development strategic plan. Within the next few weeks, our City Council will receive a proposal to commission such a plan to help guide the city in residential, commercial, industrial, and retail growth. Though Whitehall is steeped in tradition and history, and we must never forget our tradition and history, we must continue driving forward to create opportunities for the next 1, 5, 10 years and future beyond that. The best way to do that is by planning and understanding what this city needs to focus on. I look forward to sharing with you the information about this very, very soon. Partnerships are helping us to be more creative and flexible in our development strategies. The Whitehall Community Improvement Corporation, otherwise known as the CIC, thank goodness, because that's a long word to say, is instrumental in projects to help further the city's economic interest. The CIC's board is made up of city elected officials and staff, business leaders, community leaders, and real estate professionals. Last year, the CIC was able to help facilitate the purchase and simultaneous sale of 35 acres of the Airport South Commerce and Tech Park in order that we could take the old Oasis property and tear that down, and for the Buyers Auto to build a state-of-the-art imports dealership that is set for construction this year. The CIC is also holding the contract to purchase a vacant apartment building located at 115 Schumacher Lane off of Hamilton Road. I know some of you in here know exactly where that's at.
Yes.
Council will hear the second reading of that legislation tonight for the city to take ownership of that property for future demolition. The building, which has been empty for a number of years, has received many code violations, and we're very happy to be able to find a better solution for that property and for our city. Another partner helping us to acquire and clear neglected properties is the Franklin County Land Bank. Thanks to that organization, 6 vacant properties were demolished late last year, and we're working to develop our 2015 plan. These demolitions were done at no cost to our taxpayers. With the demo comes an opportunity for infill housing. We're working with Habitat for Humanity Mid-Ohio to construct new homes at some of these sites where single-family homes once were. And as we continue to strengthen our partnership with Habitat, I'm confident that we will add to the number of homeowners here in our community and create opportunities for all families. Now, new housing is just one way we work to beautify our city. Another is a very successful home reinvestment program. And I'm so proud of this, I could bust, I think. This program is unique because it's not needs-based. It's open to the majority of our residents and homeowners on a first-come, first-served basis. The program allows residents to complete exterior projects they've been putting off. And in 2014, the city's $100,000 investment assisted 22 homeowners with their approved projects. That $100,000 that was leveraged gained another $106,000 in residential investment in our community. We know from talking with homeowners that the home reinvestment program created a snowball effect. Residents saw the improvements their neighbors were making, and it inspired them to go and fix up their home as well. And this is exactly what I was hoping for since the conception of this program. One thing I was not really expecting, though, was the reaction we've gotten from other communities around Central Ohio. We received phone calls from Newark, from Grove City, from Reynoldsburg, about how that they can emulate what we're doing here in Whitehall. Our city is one to watch because the opportunities that we're creating for our residents. And I'm excited that we're able to continue the home reinvestment program again this summer. Yes, we're going to do it again. For more information on the 2015 home reinvestment program, visit our website or call the Community Affairs Office. We'll also be holding an informational open house about the program from 6 to 7 on April 15th right here in this room. Representatives from the local Lowe's stores will be here on hand to talk about a special discount we're offering for those people who are approved for the program. That's one way of building relationships and partnerships that help our residents. I'm very excited about a new partnership, though, that we're beginning in 2015 with Rebuilding Together Central Ohio. Based right outside of Whitehall on 5th Avenue, Rebuilding Together will bring nearly 800 volunteers into the city's Country Club Village neighborhood on May 1st and 2nd to help fix up 25 homes. Let's take a second and hear from Rebuilding Together Central Ohio.
Hello, I'm Julie Smith. I'm the Executive Director for Rebuilding Together Central Ohio, and we are so excited to be working with Whitehall and the Country Club Village neighborhood this spring for our 25th Rebuilding a Healthy Neighborhood project. We're bringing 800 volunteers to work in your community to make homes safer and healthier for low-income senior and disabled homeowners, giving them the opportunity to age in place with independence and dignity. We're so looking forward to working with you and your families as we make this neighborhood a place where people want to live and raise their families.
And Julie is right back here. Julie, would you stand up, please, so we can all... Now, Rebuilding Together has been around for about 25 years and has been committed to helping senior and low-income homeowners with projects designed to keep residents in their home. Because when residents are able to stay in their home, we all benefit. Since last fall, their staff has been meeting with our homeowners to select the homes that they will focus on and what projects they'll focus on. The projects span from everything from electrical work to installing handicap accessibility appliances to cleaning up a yard. When we put together our proposal last year to ask the organization to come to Whitehall, we said we'd bring at least 70 community volunteers to help out. And I know I'm personally so excited to get out there and help in any way that I can. And if you're free on May 2nd, I urge you to just give a few hours of your time to come and help this great cause. There are 3 ways that you can sign up to help. You can stop by our Community Affairs office here in City Hall, or you can call or sign up online using the URL that's on the screen. It's going to be a fun time for a great cause, and it's my goal that by the end of 2015, that through these 2 programs, we will have helped 50 Whitehall homeowners with significant home projects this year. Tonight, I also want to give you a recap about the My Home program. In mid-December, we officially exhausted funding for our own down payment assistance program that we launched in late 2012. In all, the city invested $250,000, and we helped 72 people purchase homes in our city. We provided assistance of about $3,300 per home purchased, and the average homeowner's income was more than 20% higher than was reported in our 2010 census data. I'm extremely proud of these numbers, and like the Home Reinvestment Program, this program created momentum in Whitehall housing. In fact, a January article in the Columbus Dispatch reported that median home sales in Whitehall rose 38.9% in 2014 over the preceding year, 2013. These stats prove that we are truly making a positive change in Whitehall and in the housing climate. I want to let you know that we're currently in the process of searching for alternative funding to relaunch the program. We want to continue to show Central Ohio and beyond what residential opportunities Whitehall has to offer. Now in 2015, you're going to see some great improvement when it comes to road work. Can we all say, yay? Yay! Starting in late spring, Hamilton Road between Fairway and Main Street will be repaved. The best part about it though, 75% of this $1.8 million project will be paid through Ohio Public Works Commission funding. Yay. The other 25% of the city will pay through a 20-year, no-interest loan. And likewise, the Ohio Department of Transportation is currently funding a bridge project over Big Walnut on Main Street that shall be completed by the end of the year. We're always constantly searching for additional funding and tools to be able to complete needed infrastructure projects. And that's exactly how we're funding the Main Street Streetscape project that you've been hearing about for a while. Construction on the needed project between Maplewood and Collingwood will begin in just a few months, and it should be done by this fall. The project is funded through money generated by a special public infrastructure development tool known as a TIF. These TIF funds can only be used for certain specific public infrastructure projects in a specific area. Likewise, we're now planning a similar gateway feature on the north end of Hamilton Road that will include enhancing the railway overpass and the entrance to Whitehall Community Park. We've already secured OPWC funding for a portion of the project and are searching for additional funds to complete this work, so stay tuned for more information. Now, in the coming weeks, you're going to be hearing about a new police initiative. Our police department, under the direction of Chief Richard Zitsky, will be putting together 2 community partnership boards. One will be youth from our high school, and another will be adults from our community. We're already in the process of working with the schools to get a great group of diverse students together for this board. I believe that by further engaging our residents, we will build even stronger relationships between the community and our police department. It's our responsibility to be proactive in strengthening the strong and valuable relationships with all of our community members. I'd also like to give you a preview of some of the big changes that you're going to see happening in the parks this year. Our Parks Commission is currently reviewing the recommendations in the Park System Master Plan that was presented to Council late last year. We spent more than a year holding public meetings, conducting surveys, and talking with many stakeholders as possible about what their desires were for the park system. Now let's hear from the Parks and Recreation Director, Steve Carr.
I'm Steve Carr, Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Whitehall. During 2014, Park Commission completed the Park Master Plan, which will guide the city for the next 5 to 10 years. In the next several weeks, we'll be working with the administration and council to prioritize projects and move forward with those projects in 2015. Also, within the next several weeks, we will complete a feasibility study for renovation of the activity center at the Whitehall Community Park for its transformation into a recreation center. Those are 2 of the major projects that we've been working on and continue to work on in 2015.
The Park System Master Plan recommends changes at all 5 of our city parks. The biggest change coming is to Whitehall Community Park, where the current activity center will be rehabbed into a state-of-the-art community rec center beginning later this year. As Steve said in the video, the Parks Commission is planning on closing the activity center to the public beginning June 30th. A community center has been a priority of mine ever since I came into office and even before, and nothing ever has changed. I'm looking forward to seeing the Parks Commission's recommendations within the next few weeks and starting work as soon as possible. To be able to grow our community, we have to be able to provide first-class amenities that allows us to stand out and compare ourselves to other communities. And speaking of standing out, it's impossible to not mention the Whitehall Library branch on Broad Street. And I'm so excited about the grand opening scheduled for April 11th. This is an amenity that we can all be proud of. The library will feature a spectacular children's area, state-of-the-art technology, and will be the first library in the system to feature a drive-through to pick up or to give back your books. I mean, how cool is that? You don't even have to get out of your car. You can just sit right in as you're going to work, as you're coming home. So I'd like to hear from Shirley Freeman now.
Hi, my name is Shirley Freeman. I'm the manager of the Whitehall branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Market. We're just a little over a month away from the opening of our new location at 445 East Broad Street in Whitehall. This is an exciting time for the library staff and customers. This new branch, which will be about 3 times the size of our current branch, will have several features, one of which is a signature children's area named in honor of longtime Whitehall librarian, Youth Services Librarian Carol Snow. We will be the first location in the Columbus Metropolitan Library to have a recording studio, to have a quiet study room with a fireplace. We look forward to having you join us on April the 11th for the dedication and celebration of
I think what I love about Shirley right there is the fact that you can hear the children talking in the background. And you know it's alive. That place is alive. So it's going to be wonderful when it opens. Now, I recently got to tour the building, and I joked that I wanted to move my office into the quiet study area right beside the fireplace. I think I'd get a lot of work done there. And, you know, I realized tonight I've really put a lot of information in front of you. And I hope after hearing all of this that you can really, really see the opportunities that we're creating both for our residents and our business community. 2015 is going to be a great year. In fact, it already is. Opportunity is here. I see it every day on the faces of my neighbors and the people that I meet in City Hall, the people I see on the sidewalk, and the people I talk to in the grocery store. And the thing about opportunity, though, is that it just doesn't happen. We have to create it. That's where opportunity comes from. It comes from us as a community. And I, along with my administration, am working to do that day by day and month by month and all through the year. So I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight and hearing about all of our exciting things that we've got going on in Whitehall. And I wish you all a good evening. Thank you so much.
Continue on with our agenda, and we have our first opportunity for full public. If anyone would like to come forward and say a few words regarding anything, please step forward and do so. State your name and address for the record. I am going to limit, because of the size of the crowd, if you do have any presentation, I'm going to limit it to 2 minutes. Okay, good. No complaints? That's a good thing. Somebody could have come forward and said something good, though. That's a good thing also. All right, so we've had a lot of good things already said this evening. We'll move on now to our standing committee reports, and we'll begin with Administration and Financial Management. Chairperson Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Administration and Financial Management meeting last Tuesday, and we discussed several ordinances which are listed here tonight. There's roughly 8 of them. I'd like to review each and every one of them. I know we spent a lot of time. Basically, they're about transfers, and that would pretty much cover all of them. Our minutes are on file, and we will meet again next Tuesday, sometime at 6:30.
All right, thank you, sir. Community Engagement, Chairperson Thompson.
Thank you, President Grant. Community engagement met last week. Our minutes are on file. Before we talk a little bit about community engagement, one of the reasons that I wanted to take this committee on is because I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to get the community completely together. When I say completely together, I mean the parks and the schools and the administration and council and the citizens. And the one thing that I was so thrilled to see last week is we had a new member come to one of the organizations called the Rams Sports Club. For those of you that don't know, the Rams Sports Club is our booster club for the Athletic Association. And her input was so great that things were changed. They went ahead and they decided to go ahead and have the Rosemore School also belong to the Rams Sports Club since they're now the Rams. We went ahead and we were able to get so many more volunteers to come out. And the one nice thing about that is we decided to go ahead and anybody that volunteered 2 hours of their time would go ahead and they would have their pay-to-play fee taken care of. So I just want you all to know that that's what community engagement is all about. It's all about you coming forward, giving us ideas, and us taking those ideas and making them work. So please volunteer your time, come to us with ideas, share, explore. We'll meet again next week in the next sometime after 6:30.
Thank you very much. Next we have Community Standards and Enforcement, Chairperson Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. We met last Tuesday, our minutes are on file, we discussed ordinance H coming up before us this evening in a public hearing, and then we'll be going to third reading this evening as well. As I mentioned, our minutes are on file, we'll begin next Tuesday, sometime after 6:30.
All right, thank you, sir. Economic Development, Chairperson McCourt.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development also met last Tuesday. We don't have anything going in front of us tonight for a vote, but as was presented in the show this evening, the Schumacher building will be coming down here shortly, so we're very excited about that and the city being able to help out in that situation. Other than that, we are going to meet again next Tuesday, sometime after 6:30 in the
All right, thank you. Infrastructure Maintenance and Services, Chairperson Gray.
Thank you, Mr. President. Infrastructure Maintenance Service also met last week on second reading of the traffic signals. It's been going on for a while. Hopefully we're going to get that settled. And it's on farm. We'll be getting coming back after 6:30 next week.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Public Safety, that's Chairperson Morrison. He's unable to attend the meeting this evening. However, that committee did meet last Tuesday. There was discussion regarding the signs for Beechwood School and also signs referring to panhandling. The committee will also meet next Tuesday sometime after 6:30. Their minutes are on file in the council office. That brings us to Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Cameron.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation also met last week, and the minutes are on file. We briefly discussed the environmental study that's being done by EMHT over at the Armory on Country Club. A lot more news coming in that shortly, probably in the next few months. And we'll be here next week and back after 6:30. But I will be late because I have a pair of teacher problems. For real. I'll do that.
All right, those are all the standing committee reports. We move on to our officials' reports. Mary, get it for the start. Wow.
Yeah, I think I've said a lot already tonight. But I see lots of friendly faces out here. I see neighbors. And I just want to say that I appreciate that, you know, the community members wanted to come and hear what's going on in Whitehall. It means that you really care, and there's always no question of that, but just to get updated information is very, very important. You go back and share that with all your neighbors, your community members. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
All right, next we have our city attorney, Mr. Mike Shannon.
Mr. President, members of council, I do have no official report this evening. I want to thank Commissioner Brooks for taking the time. In 16 years that I've been on council and a city attorney, I don't know one county official who has been as consistent in our attendance in coming to our meetings as Paula. And your husband just texted me and told me to say that. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and Mayor, that was just a tremendous positive state of the city. And I want to thank you for conspicuously leaving me out of it. But so much of what we do depends on having a positive mental outlook and attitude. And that just comes through very vividly in what you have done here this evening, and what you plan to do in the future, and what you've done for the last, what was it been?
3.5 years.
Okay, before that?
Oh, before that, 8.5.
Okay, so the last 12 years, it's not happenstance. It's hard work. It's putting your nose to the grindstone. And Governor Rhodes once told me that you can judge a leader by who they surround themselves with. And I think the job that the cabinet has done speaks for itself. And I'd be remiss if I didn't make that statement, because as a lame duck city attorney, I won't get this opportunity in the not too distant future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we have our auditor, Mr. Dan Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President.
members of council, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor tonight to accept that award for the city and for you, the citizens of Whitehall. I would like to acknowledge my staff and the hard work that they do. They were here, they're gone. They stayed long enough to see me get their award. They work hard, and I honestly couldn't do this without them. Thanks for coming tonight.
All right, next we have our Director of Public Safety, Chuck Underwood.
Thank you, President Graham, members of council. I have no official report today, but for those of us who know and those of us who don't know, the statewide tornado drill scheduled for tomorrow at 9:50 has been postponed until Friday at 9:50. So if you don't know where your recommended secure shelter area is for your workstation, we have an additional 48 hours to determine that. Supervisors. Mayor, thank you for your State of the City speech. I think it was exceptional, as anybody else has stated. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Next we have our Director of Development / Interim Director of Public Service, Mr. Zachwood.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the slash. As far as service, as all of you know, March has come in like a lion if someone can find the lamb. We're getting tired of all of the snow and weather like everyone else, but I do want to publicly thank members of our street crew and our service department who have worked diligently and overtime and many evenings and early mornings to get all of our streets plowed. While we are only 5 square miles, we have hundreds of miles of road, and our guys work tirelessly to make sure that we're pushing back the snow off of every street as quickly as we can. On the development side, Bill Hingle with Wallach is here. Bill, raise your hand. Wallach is the developer who is partnered with the city and is doing the adaptive reuse of the Ramada. And for those of you who haven't driven the corner of Broad and Hamilton and seen the informative construction screening that they have put up, I encourage you all to do so. You can get a great idea of just how transformative that project is going to be in that corner, along with priority designs and obviously what we're going to do here shortly with Schumacher Apartments. Mr. President, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Next we have our Treasurer, Mr. Brent Howard.
Good evening, Mr. President, fellow, council members and fellow administrators, Mayor. Outstanding job on the State of the City. Appreciate the updates and everything. I'm in here every day and get a chance to see all these people doing exactly everything that the mayor has said. Everyone's at task, taking care of business, and getting things done for you, the citizens. It's great to see everybody here tonight. Again, I have no official report, and everyone, let's keep working together. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. City Council has received the mayor's report to council for January 2015, and we do have it on file in the council office. Those are all the official reports we have this evening. Under communications, petitions, and claims, we have the one item listed on the agenda, and we also have one additional item, which is the Planning Commission agenda for March 5, 2015. Those are all the communications, petitions, and claims. We'll move on to our public hearing on Ordinance 8, 2015, which is amending the zoning map attached to Chapter 1122 of the 1970 Codified Ordinances of the City of Whitehall, Ohio, and as subsequently amended, allowing a special permit under 1123.10C10 to allow Mark Nolan to operate a retail business limited to the sale of used motorcycles and accessory sales on property located at 4106 East Main Street, parcel number 090000092, 090000094, and 090000097, owned by Mark Nolan, and declaring an emergency. I will open that public hearing at this time, and if anyone would like to come forward and speak In favor of ordinance 8, 2015, please come forward and name that as for the record.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for letting me be here tonight. I'm the new property owner of 4106 East Main Street, and I'm seeking permission to open that. Mark Knowlton, 4106 East Main Street in Whitehall. I'm asking permission to feel a long life dream of mine and open a used motorcycle store here in your city of Whitehall.
Questions from council?
Yeah, actually two, but I think they're more comments than anything that's really comment on. We looked at the site plan that was provided to us, and of all things you're doing, one thing I liked was out front of the building, what your plans are with that space, with the landscaping and the walls, and sort of using it as a display area. I think it adds to the beautification aesthetically. I think it serves what you're doing there in function, and I appreciate the fact that you're putting the time into the beautification of the front.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Second comment is, I don't remember the exact companies, I'm not familiar with them, but I think it was indicated to us that you are sort of in partnership with a couple other dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can.
Yeah, Thiel's Wheels in Upper Sandusky and Buckeye Harley Davidson in Dayton, Ohio. Without me going out and getting a $2 million floor plan and everything, they supply me with the bikes, and I don't have to pay for them until I actually sell them. So that allows me with a lot more cash flow and stuff to put those things that I like to do to beautify and bring the building up to snuff and everything. It allows me to do that without taking these big long-term loans out and stuff to be able to afford to do that. And
I think you're partnering with some strong partners.
they are very strong. They're very good people. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else have a question? Is there anything you would like to close with?
I appreciate what everybody said tonight. I'm not from Whitehall. I just purchased a building a few months back. What the mayor said tonight and everybody said tonight sounds like a great place to be. I am from the city of Columbus as well, but for 55 years, but it sounds like a great place.
Sounds like a place you want to move to.
Maybe so. Everything that sounds great. I just hope I can be a part of that. I can be proud to be here, and you guys can be proud to say that I'm here. And that's really what I'm looking for. I'm an ex-military guy. I like everything dress right dressed, and I won't take no for an answer. So.
This isn't your first rodeo either.
It's not.
You own and operate a successful.
Yes, I own and operate a service contract company, and I've been doing that for 28 years. And yeah, this is not my first rodeo. I hope it's my last, though. I'll be honest. I really do. So, but I'd like to also say a special thank to Mr. Woodruff there for kind of guiding me through everything. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to come forward and speak in favor of ordinance 8 of 2015?
Mr. President, if I may. Yes. Mr. Nolan did have a hearing before the Planning Commission and described in greater detail the plans for the business. The business will be open 6 days a week, not into the evening hours. There will be no service done at this location. This is just for the sale of motorcycles and accessories. There won't be, as I mentioned, any service done. Mr. Nolan is going to be investing in fact, has already invested a significant amount of capital into the building. And as Councilman Bailey mentioned, is going to be addressing some of the exterior items that need to be improved, including removing the curb cut and putting in new curb and a new tree lawn, new landscaping, painting the roof, and also some additional windows in the front of the building. We believe that this fits into the Main Street redevelopment plan. Will be an asset along Main Street as we continue to revitalize that area and the planning commission gave it a unanimous favorable recommendation. I just wanted that to be on the record.
Thank you, sir. Was there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of ordinance 8, 2015? All right, seeing no one, I will now ask if there's anyone who wants to speak in opposition to ordinance 8, 2015. One more time, if there's anyone who would like to speak in opposition to ordinance 8, 2015, this would be your opportunity. All right, I will now close the public hearing on ordinance 8, 2015, and Ms. Hirschman, please call the roll on whether each of the council was given a copy of each item of legislation listed on the agenda prior to the meeting, including any add-on legislation.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Very good. We will now move on to our ordinances and resolutions for the evening, beginning with our third reading ordinances. We have ordinance 8, 2015. It's amending the zoning map attached to chapter 1122 of the 1970 codified ordinances of the city of Whitehall, Ohio, and as subsequently amended, allowing a special permit under 113.10 C10 to allow Mark Nolan to operate a retail business limited to the sale of used motorcycles and accessory sales on property located at 4106 East Main Street, parcel number 090000092, 090000094, and 090000097 owned by Mark Nolan and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 08, 2015, and move for adoption.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Rodriguez, a second by Mr. Cantor for the introduction and adoption of ordinance 8, 2015. Questions or comments?
I think you left out 0.
Two. I did.
You guys couldn't count as long as you say. All right, Ms. Hirschman, please call the roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Ordinance 8, 2015 has been adopted. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have ordinance 9, 2015. It's approving fund transfers in the total amount of $606,500 from various funds to the General Fund 101.
Mr. President, I introduce ordinance 9, 2015, and move for its adoption.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. LaCourt for the introduction and adoption of ordinance 9, 2015. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Ordinance 9, 2015 has been adopted. Those are all the items we have under third reading. Under second reading, we begin with ordinance 12, 2015, making and approving a fund transfer in the amount of $1,441.98 from the fiscal year 2012 JAG grant fund to the general fund. That ordinance is being read by title only. Next is ordinance 13, 2015. It's transferring $251,290.22 from the bond retirement account to the debt service fund. That ordinance is being read by title only. Next we have ordinance 14, 2015. It's transferring $125,562.50 from various accounts in the Wind Pity Fund, which is at TIP. Everybody wanted me to make sure they knew that.
Yeah.
To the debt service fund.
Mr. President, I've introduced ordinance 14, 2015, and move to amend and have it to read as the copy that is before council this evening.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Bailey and a second by Mr. Tanner to amend section ordinance 14/2015 as in to read as the copy given to council this evening. Questions or comments? Mr. Ursuline, please call the roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Ordinance 14/2015 has been amended. It is also being read by title only. Next we have ordinance 15/2015. It's making and approving a fund transfer in the amount of $300,000 from the transfer expense account to the street maintenance and repair fund. That one's being read by title only. Moving on, we have ordinance 16/2015, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for the purchase of real estate located at 115 Shoemaker Lane, Whitehall, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. That ordinance is being read by title only. Ordinance number 17/2015 has been voided. That brings us to ordinance 18/2015, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to grant a right-of-way easement of city property for the Whitehall Signal Improvements Project and declaring an emergency. That ordinance is being read by title only. Lastly, under second readings, we have Resolution 5/2015, declaring the necessity of the appropriation of real property and declaring an emergency. That resolution is being read by title only. That's the last item we have under second reading. Under first reading, we have one item. It is ordinance 20/2015, amending section 304.09A and 304.09C of the traffic code of the codified ordinances of the city of Whitehall, titled Impounding and Storage Fees, Payment Under Protest to Update Fees. That ordinance is being read by title only. It is the last item we have under ordinances and resolutions this evening. That brings us to our second opportunity for poll public. If anyone would like to come forward and address council, we will have up to 2 minutes to do so. Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
And I would request I get a full 3 minutes since.
Because of the size of the crowd, I can't determine, I have no idea how many people are going to be here.
Didn't sound like anyone spoke in the first one.
I understand.
And I apologize to Mr.
President of
Nolan
Council, it's my privilege.
for my phone to
set
going
the
off.
rules.
You
You have 2 minutes, sir.
I understand.
Don't waste your time.
You give that to
I have here is a package that my friends, which include the chief of the fire department of Long Grove and their family members, put together for homeless people and panhandlers in the city and in the jurisdiction of where they serve. Anytime we see someone in need, we create one of these and we keep them with us, whether it's on the ambulance, the fire truck, and personal vehicles, and they give it out. That shows humanity to these people who are in need. Unfortunately, here in the city of Whitehall, it seems like you do a lot of different charity work, which is wonderful, and I enjoyed hearing the state of address here, or the town address. But you fail to really address some of the other issues of like people in poverty, homeless people, panhandlers, even the crime rate that's skyrocketing here. And like I said, I do apologize for my phone going off. After a few weeks ago, my friends called me now to make sure I'm not arrested by this time, because usually I'm home. Anyways, I really want to go back to one of the meetings where the mayor said that she purchased 10 signs for $375 because she felt that the panhandle was a big problem. Since then, I've looked through many records and still have not found any evidence that the signs are doing any good. Plus, on the sign, she claims it says give to charity because it does more. It does more for the homeless and for the panhandlers themselves. But yet, there's not been a single charity that the mayor has announced or even suggested, and I have not seen a single charity out there and many times I've been out there speaking with the panhandlers. So the charity, I don't think is going to really affect the people driving by because they don't know what charities will help these people. People give a lot to charities. I give a lot to charities, but you don't know where it's going to help these people. So yes, giving to the charity does help some, but it doesn't help the ones that are caused. And I really, once again, urge the council to look into this issue further and consider the signs that are not being effective in driving down panhandling or being effective into giving to charities that help panhandlers and homeless people. And like I said, something like this that brings awareness, something like having maybe charity groups going out there or even speaking to the public to bring awareness, I think would be a lot more effective than just putting up signs that really degrade, dehumanize these people. I mean, apparently, I saw on the news about, or I read in the paper, I'm sorry, about the woman who was raped under the Big Walnut Bridge there. She apparently has been getting an outpouring of help since people have heard her story and how she had to panhandle for some of the times to get to the court trial to make sure that her assailant didn't get away with this crime. And even yet to this day, the last article I read, she does not like to accept help from different charity groups. She likes to be independent on her own. And, so these are people. These are human people. These are people that have been victimized. People that have been victimized not only by other people, but by society. And those are the underlying causes that you guys have to look at. And those signs are not doing anything to help that cause. Thank you.
I would say, though, that since you can't find any incidents related to the sign, I think that shows that the signs are doing their job. Is there anyone else who would like to come forward and speak before council this evening? Please come forward, state your name and address. I've got one in the back first. Please come forward, state your name and address for the record. We have 2 minutes.
Gerald Dixon, 3877 Doney Street. Mr. President, members of the council, I wasn't going to speak. I had no intention. But something keeps compelling me to come up here and speak because, time after time, all I hear Mr. Sarubi talking about is compassion towards people, and particularly people that are, at the bottom of our society. And I don't think that's such a bad thing. And I think that his point in particularly the language on the signs, if you think the signs are doing their job, which is don't panhandle, that's fine. Why do you have to call every homeless person out there alcoholic and drug abusers? That's beyond me. So I applaud Mr. Sarubi, whether he's from Hilliard or anywhere else, for coming before you, which takes courage, and saying, why is this? And he makes a very valid point. And I don't understand why this administration or this council is so dogged in their stubbornness to not listen to him. I don't understand that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to come forward and take opportunity for at home public? One more time. All right, we'll move on to Community Day Board. And I'll call on Gail first.
Thank you. Good evening, Council. I just want to give you an update on some things that we have going on in the next couple of months. Saturday, March 21st from 10 to 1, we are going to be having our Community Garden Prep Day at the Community Garden next to the Senior Center on Edna Road. Our local Lowe's store has been gracious enough to donate the cinder blocks and topsoil to create all raised beds in that garden to allow some more accessibility for those participating. And we're also really excited to be partnering with our Franklin County Children's Services building here in Whitehall to bring an arts therapy program of children in to help work in the garden also this season. So we're really excited about that. So anyone who wants to lend a hand on the 21st from 10 to 1, we're hoping to make quick work of it, but we would like to get those raised beds built. Hopefully it's not still snowing in 2 weeks. Saturday, March 28th, and I'm sure Karen will talk more about this, is the WCCA's Easter egg hunt. I do want to let you know that the VFW, as they did last year, will be holding a free pancake breakfast for children. No, excuse me, it's not pancakes, I don't believe. Free breakfast for children at the VFW on Main Street afterward, and there is a small fee for adults for that. Then Saturday, April 25th is our annual spring cleanup at Whitehall Community Park. We'll be meeting in the parking lot at 10:30 as registration, cleanup for 90 minutes, and Buffalo Wild Wings will be supplying a snack afterward. And I do want to mention that the day before, on Friday the 24th, we will be having a technology tech recycling day here at City Hall. MCS Touch, that is located on Robinwood, will be here collecting used electronics, that cords, old computers and such that you want to just spring clean from your home. And then I also do want to again reiterate that May 2nd is our Rebuilding Together Central Ohio partnership. We are still looking for a number of volunteers, so please see me, or I can get you the URL to sign up online, but we are looking for a great showing of our community members to volunteer that weekend. There's something for every skill level. Thank you.
Don't you have the pancake breakfast?
Oh, sorry. No, you're totally right. Excuse me. The Whitehall Bexley Rotary's Pancake Breakfast is this coming Sunday from 9 to 1. It is $6, I believe, all you can eat. I actually will be there for those pancakes, so I'm not sure why I didn't.
Where's it being held?
It will be at Whitehall Community Park Activity Center.
I think you said it very well as far as for the Easter egg hunt. The one thing I did want to mention is we're gearing up for this summer, and we will be having another community picnic meeting on Monday, March 30th. It'll be over at Buffalo Wild Wings, over at 6:30. We're really excited this year because we had a lot of people bring forth new ideas. We're talking right now about possibly having some arts and crafts there, and also having churches come and go ahead to have all of the organizations. We even have talks of the All-Star Game possibly coming back on July 4th, which is a lot of people have been wanting for a long time. So, again, if you've got any ideas, we'd love to hear them, and we do, like I said before, we put them in place and we try to make things happen.
Who else has something?
I'm going to put a plug in for Karen. I think Rose was on also. She mentioned earlier, you have the sports club meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
6:30.
6:30 at the library at the high school. It's a pretty good thing. It's a good program. It was fantastic them bringing in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade parents. It's a good community thing to do. And we also, it's your last chance to see this really, really phenomenal basketball team called Whitehall Rams. This Thursday night. They're in a teacher conference from 8 to 6:15. All they do is walk down the steps and go down. We play at 7 o'clock. They're a phenomenal team. Go check them out. It's a really good thing. After that, they go to work and stuff. So,
What other items might we have for community day? All right, we'll move on to full council, and we'll begin with Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had written up quite a dialogue that I was going to share tonight, but I think Mary covered everything. In fact, my thought was wow, just absolutely wow. And Gail, did you do this? Everybody should take one of these home.
yeah.
The thing that caught my eye was, I'm part of this every day, but I guess you just take things for granted, is that there were 37 new businesses last year in Whitehall. That kind of blew my mind. I said when you took office that your administration would probably be the most productive that you've seen in the history of this community. I'm going to wait till the end of this term, but I think I'm safe in saying it now. And I'll preface it by, we spent a lot of money on our new brand, which really works, and it says powered by opportunity. But I think I want to summarize by saying that I think that this community is powered by City Hall and your staff and this council. And I'll preface it by saying that, and I'm going to drop back to our old brand, is that for the first time in a long time, I'm feeling a sense of pride. And I thank you guys for that. So that's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. Chairperson, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very great words, Bob. I mean, that's pretty much sums it up. Mayor, a wonderful, positive message for the city. It's so good to see so many neighbors and citizens out here. It's stepping stone. It's been going on for 4 years almost now, and it's really, really great to be part of it, so thank you all for that as well. That's all I have to do.
Well, thank everyone for coming, and obviously, personally thank the mayor for what she put on the table for you to see, that we talked about a lot, but the public will to see that information that she got tonight, and you can kind of make up your own mind. We're pretty proud. Thank you.
Thank you, President Graham. I think I've gone off and stated enough that Mayor Maggard, of course, wow, just like Paul said. I mean, amazing. I think that we've done great things here in Whitehall. I think that we've changed the perception. I think that people are talking about us in a good way and not in a negative way, and that's wonderful to see. The one thing that I did want to address is, Mr. Struby, we have talked a great deal about this situation. And I'm going to commend you tonight. I love the idea of the bags and people passing them out. I don't know if you know, but we have like a citizens patrol here in Whitehall. I think that that would be a great partnership for them, maybe the Citizens Police Academy, to go ahead and to maybe do something like that. I think that's a fantastic idea. So it is something that definitely we will talk more about, and we will see what we can do. Thank everybody for coming. You are all amazing. I think that you are the gems of the city. And everything that we're doing here, I hope that you are excited and applaud it, and just thank you for coming.
Mr. Tanner.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. Pretty much all been said, but I do want to thank everybody for coming. I've lived in this city for over 50 years. Lived here, I love it. Just gone to school through it. We're going through a really good time. We do a good job here. We work well together. Mayor Maggard, that was a very good speech. Pretty much hit quite everything on the head, and as everybody has said, it's pretty accurate. We do care, but we're not still all people out here. I mean, we're out in the community. We don't have to be out in the community. We're there because we like to be there. We hear people talk. They tell us something we talk about. I don't know how many times we talk about these signs. And I'm sure we'll probably talk about more. My personal opinion is I hope we don't. We have more important things to do. I sympathize with the homeless. I see them out there. I know it's a tough thing. So with that, I'm going to make one last thing. Go see these Whitehall Rams Thursday night. No, let me backtrack. Go see Teresa out there. She will just rip me apart. Our basketball or our bowling team, phenomenal.
Yes.
Congratulations on the men's and women's bowling teams this year.
And our wrestlers.
And our wrestlers. What else we got going on? We got track star. I mean, we got some good things going on. We got good business. We got good leadership here. We've got a phenomenal community. Paula Brooks, she left, but I was going to thank her. She does a lot for our community. She's a very good lady. So with that, Shirley, I look forward to seeing you here for the grand opening on this awesome library. And Mayor, you held your meeting less than the Parks and Recs for 2 minutes and 2 hours and 35 minutes. Thank you, everybody.
All right, Mr. McCord.
Geez, man, you know what? I don't like being last.
Oh, yeah, that's the last. We all said it.
So, first of all, amazing speech by our mayor, and I don't think anybody doubts the job that has been done here in the last 3.5 years with Ken leading the city. So, Ken, kudos to you. We appreciate you made this shine. But the one person that I just truly want to say a huge thank you to is our development director, Zach Whitehall. All of this stuff. These people, they love him, his personality, his enthusiasm for our community. If he wasn't a good speaker and didn't do his job well, these people wouldn't be connecting and coming to Whitehall. So Zach, thank you. Your work is outstanding. We have a gold mine with you, so keep it up. I'm anxious to see the next year ahead of us as we have more things coming in. I also want to thank our medics, Mason and Lance, for their amazing gift to that family. People don't realize And again, it goes to, I don't want to say back to the panhandlers and all that, but people struggle every day in this world. And it might be they have a roof over their heads or they don't, but compassion. And I believe our medics felt something that that family was truly needing. And for them just to go out and spend their own money out of their own pockets just tells you what great employees we have in this community. I heard stories about our police department, our park and recreation people out there working with our community. I just think we're blessed. We're truly, truly blessed here. And I know this community is going to keep going forward. So, other than that, I wanted to welcome Mr. Nolan and thank you for choosing Whitehall. It is always a great thing when, as we saw with all the new businesses, and I'm glad you're one of them this year coming in, so thank you. And other than that, I appreciate everybody being here. It's going to be another exciting year in Whitehall, no doubt about it. We can probably put some money in the bank on that one. So we got a great group of leaders up here. We're going to continue to lead this community forward.
Well, first off, I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. 2014 was a great year. And 2015 was just as promising, and I want to thank the mayor for that. But I also want to give thanks to all the people, all the little people that are out there, that one person doesn't do all of this. It takes a team, and she's got a pretty good team. And all the people that she has in the city, and I want to thank all of those people on that team for doing a good job and thinking so much of our city and putting so much effort into making this a city that, you know, everyone can be proud to be a part of and to be a citizen. We have no other official business coming before us this evening. Before I take a motion of adjournment, I would like to see at least half of you people back here at our next meeting. I'd be happy if 10 of you came. Okay? That's my challenge to you. Make an effort. Be here. Find out what's going on. Now.
Mr. President.
Yes.
I have to move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bailey and second by I have a motion for adjournment by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Churchman, please call the roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much for being here. Hope to see you
I gotta know it kind of stuff. Here.